Hey, everybody, let's give a couple minutes to get people in here to join. Um, Looks like we are live on YouTube and we are live on Facebook. Yes, we are. How is everybody? Trying to get my chat to pull up here. Hey, Facebook. All right. I have with me Misty Watterson. She is the mother of Allyson Watterson. And Misty, when did Allyson go missing?
Allyson went missing December 22nd of 2019.
So a few days before Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay. And the town is High Plains, Oregon, correct?
It's North Plains, Oregon.
North Plains, Oregon. Did I have that wrong?
Yeah.
I apologize. I think I might have put that in the description, but this is a kind of a rural area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because go ahead.
It's a rural area just kind of off a little bit 5 miles from the town that we live in. So.
Okay. So Allyson is 20 years old.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give a brief description of her. We do have the picture of her on the screen with the information from the Washington County Sheriff.
Okay.
Yeah, and is that still current then, if anybody has any information?
The picture that they put up on the media release, it's not really a accurate picture of her. She doesn't have that nose piercing anymore. So, there's tons of pictures on my Facebook. Her missing flyer, has her most recent picture. And then our reward flyer has what she looks like now. So.
Okay, because I did see a lot of different pictures of her. She's very, very pretty.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
Thank you. She's gorgeous. Thank you.
She is. She is. Those blue eyes.
Definitely.
She's gorgeous. So yeah, we will get some more current pictures. If you want to kind of, maybe you can send me a couple on Facebook Messenger, and I can use those. Because I absolutely want to have the most recent, and the most current that she would look like.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to welcoming everybody into chat. I do have Misty here. This is Allyson Watterson's mom. I know a lot of you have been following this case since she went missing. So we were just saying it was December the 22nd.
Yes.
That she went missing, and then she was reported missing the 23rd, right?
Yes.
So can you take us back a little bit to like what happened leading up to the day that she was reported missing?
Sure. So December 20th, about 4:00, Allyson got ready and told me she was going to go hang out with some friends. This was on Friday, and everything was great. She looked cute, just it was very normal for her to go hang out with friends on a Friday night. And so, bye, Mom, I love you, and told her have a good time and message me later. And she said, okay. And of course, she messaged me later and told me she was having a great time and she would probably be home tomorrow. Fine. That's, we stay in contact with each other all the time. We're incredibly close. So, she's always checking in with me. Saturday comes around. We message back and forth a few times that day on the 21st. And same thing, just, I love you, Mom. And asked her if she was having a good time. She said, yeah. And said she thinks she's going to stay out one more night. And I said, okay, no problem. She's 20. Sunday morning, I messaged her. I'm sorry. She said that she was going to come home Saturday night. I'm sorry. And she didn't. So Sunday morning, I messaged her when I woke up for work at 6 and I said, "Hey, you didn't come home last night. I hope everything's okay." And she got back to me at 8:30 and she said, "Hey, Mom, yeah, I stayed the night with Ben last night where he stays. He's doing better, but not the best. He's working. I love you so much. I'll be home tonight." And I said, "Okay, love you too." And that was that. And I went to work all day Sunday. I worked a double that day. So when I got home, probably 8 o'clock Sunday night, I just did my normal thing and messaged her, "I love you." And she didn't get back to me, which is whatever. I went to bed. So I woke up Monday morning about 5 and got up and I noticed that she wasn't home and she hadn't messaged me back. So I immediately was like, "Allyson, you said you were coming home last night. What's going on?" And, I got nothing back. And then, so about 6 o'clock, so real quick story, her phone broke. And so she gets on my phone sometimes into her messenger. So I'm able to get into her messenger from my phone. So I got into her messenger and I started messaging like the top 5 or 6 people that were in there. And, those obviously the people that she had the contact with recently. And I said, "Hey, this is Allison's mom. She didn't come home last night. I was wondering if you'd seen her." And, everybody that I messaged said no. And so the 6th person that I messaged was Molly Garland. At the time, I thought that was Ben's sister, but it turns out it was his mother. And I asked her if she'd heard from Allyson, and she said, "Yeah, yesterday I picked them up in the morning. I gave them a ride somewhere. I bought them a pie. They ate it. They seemed in good spirits, and I dropped them off. And I haven't heard anything from them since." So I said, "Okay." She said she'd do some checking around and see if there was a friend that they had mutually, if she was going to ask him if he had seen them. I said, "Okay." And so I went about my day. I went to work, and her and I messaged back and forth kind of periodically throughout the day. She asked me if I'd heard from her, and I said no, and vice versa. 1 o'clock, about 1 o'clock, I get a message from her, and she asked me if I heard anything. I said no, and so I finished up my job at the restaurant I work at, and then I actually have another job that I work at really part-time. I cut hair, so I went right over to that job, and it's about 6 o'clock, and I'm cutting someone's hair, and I receive a phone call, and so I take it back into the break room, and I answered it, and it was Molly Garland, and she said, "Hey, just so you know, Ben left Allyson in the woods of North Plains, and they are back out there looking for her, and they have been for a few hours, and they can't find her. So we've called the police." And that's where the nightmare started. So.
Wow. Okay, so what can you tell us about her and Ben, or anything about their relationship that's important here? Or?
Yeah, so her and Ben had only been seeing each other. It was a new relationship, a couple months maybe.
Okay.
They had known each other since high school. They were friends, and so kind of had crushes on each other, but never like got into any type of relationship. And so the relationship was really new. I knew Ben would had some problems with addiction, and she was trying to help him, and she really believed in him and wanted a better life for him, and so I mean, I don't really see what she saw in him, but she really cared about him, and so yeah. So she said she always told me he loves her and he treats her really well. So I'd only had a few encounters with him, so I don't really know him very well.
Okay, that was what I was going to ask. How well do you know him?
I just don't very
Not
well.
very well. Have you
Really
had a lot of contact with him since Allyson went missing?
When she first went missing, I think the second day, his parents actually showed up to the search site. I'm sorry, the command center where they had for search and rescue, and they were trying to be really helpful and answer questions, and then I said, "Hey," because he was arrested on unrelated charges, the night that she went
Yes.
missing.
Yes, I
Or
saw
that,
that.
I don't know exactly when she went missing. She went missing sometime Sunday. I wasn't notified until Monday. He was
Which was
arrested Monday.
Sunday was the 22nd.
Yes, the 22nd.
And
So
then Monday the 23rd was when she was reported missing. When you found out.
right. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, so his parents said, they were trying to be as helpful as they can. And then I said to them, can you please have him call me from jail? I feel like I need to talk to him. He's the last person that saw my daughter.
For sure,
I
yeah.
told him I'd be respectful and I wouldn't yell at him. I just would like to talk to him. And he agreed. He called me and we talked for about 30 minutes, 2 phone calls, 30 minutes. So, and he seemed very genuine, and he said he was really sorry, asked me to forgive him, and he's felt really bad for he said for leaving her there. So
can you give us the official story that Ben has given, because I've heard a few different versions and I want to give you the opportunity to kind of tell the story that you know.
Okay, so what he told me was that about 10:30, 10:45ish, they were on Pumpkin Ridge Road, and they stopped at a person's house and asked to use the phone because something happened with the car they were driving. I can't remember exactly what he said, but they went to somebody's house, a woman named Sally. They stopped at her house to use the phone. They made contact with Sally. She let them use the phone. Sally had stated that Allyson seemed scared and in shock. She was very disheveled looking and, kind of some mud in on her face. And she was actually wearing Ben's shoes. Ben had stated that she lost her shoes somewhere. And so Ben gave her his shoes. And so Sally offered him a pair of her husband's slippers to wear. Anyway, they make a phone call. They call his grandmother for a ride. Allyson asked the woman for a glass of water, and then they left. They were walking down Pumpkin Ridge Road. Well, the grandmother actually, she's on surveillance going up and down Pumpkin Ridge Road looking for them. In fact, she went into a friend of our family's driveway. He has it on surveillance, pulled in and turned around. So that part we know is true. So what Ben told me is that they were in the woods and they saw the grandmother, but they were too scared to get in her car. And he would not tell me why they were scared. They weren't scared of the grandmother. They were just, he just said they were too scared to get in the car. And, it's kind of a mystery as to what they were scared of. So, so they didn't take the ride. And then he said that they walked around the woods for hours and hours and hours. And she finally said that, I'm too tired. I can't go anymore. And, I'm just, he just said he just left. He just left her there. So they just separated.
Just in the middle of the woods?
Yes. Well, it was actually on somebody's property. So there's a man's property, man of the name of Bill, who owns a couple houses, and then he's got some woods and like a creek and a ravine in the back of his property. It's a pretty large property. And that's the property that he said he left her on.
And you guys have obviously, the police put together searches in this area is obviously
many
the first
searches.
place.
We've been on that property several times. The police have been on the property several times. We brought out scent-specific dogs to that property, and they hit on that property, in quite a few places. So we know Allyson was on that property at one time. Mm-hmm. Yes. So, whatever happened to her from that point on is a complete mystery. We just don't know.
So I heard on the news today, actually, or not on the news today, but I watched a video today from a news clip, and it was from, I think, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And it said that Ben was driving a stolen truck.
Yes, he was.
So that is true. Do you know if he knew the person, or was it just a random? Like, did he borrow someone's truck and they reported it missing, or?
You know what? I honestly have no idea. The police have that truck impounded in their custody, and they have not told me anything about that truck. I just know what it
Mm,
looks like because of the picture. So
wow. Okay. Because, sometimes a stolen vehicle can be he borrowed, so and so's car and didn't have it back in time. I mean,
sure,
I don't want to say he's out stealing cars.
right. But yeah, he has a charge against him for that
Oh,
for
is that
stealing
one
that
of,
car. So,
that's one of his
yeah,
other
that's one of
unrelated
the
charges?
right, right.
Oh, gotcha.
So
Okay.
and the mystery about it is that when they were making the phone call at Sally's, he had parked the truck over kind of by his grandparents' property on Collins Road. And they walked from Collins Road down to Pumpkin Ridge, which through the woods is, quite a bit of a walk. And I'm not sure if maybe she lost her shoes there or what happened, but, um, you know, why he parked the truck there, I don't know, because when Ben's dad brought him back up there Monday to help look for Allyson, Ben had him go up to Collins Road. He said, "Hold on a second, Dad." He jumps out. He gets in the truck and he says, "Follow." He says, "Follow me. Follow me with this truck. With my." He says, "Follow me with my truck." And the dad's like, "Okay, that's weird. He doesn't have a truck, but okay." So he follows him to another property of a friend that is a mutual friend of Allyson and Ben's, parks the truck there, and then ends up getting arrested on that property a couple hours later. So, but I'm sorry, when he parked the truck there, he got into the car with his dad, and then they started looking for Allyson. So
Okay.
I don't know why they parked the truck at, why he parked the truck at Collins, and then, that's just a mystery. I just don't really, none of us know why he did that.
Right, right. I bet you have a lot of questions for him that he probably isn't answering right now.
You know,
Um,
when I talked to him, a couple days after she went missing, unfortunately I was really in shock and very traumatized,
yeah.
and I have a really hard time even remembering what he said now because
Mm-hmm.
that whole week is kind of a blur to me.
But
I don't even remember a lot of it because I was really in shock. So I wish I would have recorded it
yeah.
because
Or had
I
someone
just don't
else
remember.
there that you can kind of, hey, what,
Right?
bounce it off them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm reading a timeline that was actually put out, it's by the local news there.
Okay.
And it's taken me to the 23rd.
Hmm.
It says a homeowner walks out to his vehicle in the early morning hours where he finds Benjamin Garland sleeping in the back seat and Garland is soaked to the bone.
Yes.
What was the temperature that night that they were
you
out?
know, it was pretty cold. I don't remember the exact temperature. I know it had been raining. It rains a lot here in Oregon, so that's nothing unusual. But the story that he gave, Ralph, is the man whose truck it was. I actually spoke with Ralph, and what he told me was he went out to his truck at 7 a.m. He sees this guy sleeping in the back of it. He's like, "Hey man, what are you doing in my truck?" And Ben says, "You know what? I'm really sorry. Please don't be mad." He said, I was out here in town, in North Plains at a bonfire last night with my girlfriend and two of my friends." And he said, "They left me out here and I was just trying to seek shelter from the rain." So he doesn't mention that he actually left Allyson in the woods. He makes up a whole other story to him.
Unless he
And so
just
the guy,
doesn't remember, right?
I mean, who knows, you know, but he says, "Do you need a ride home?" And he's like, "Yeah." So he gives Ben a ride home. He goes home. He's home about 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock, and doesn't mention anything to his mom about leaving Allyson in the woods. He only says something when his father comes home from work. He works night shift around 11:30 or noon, and Dawn asked him, "What's going on? Like, where have you been? And where's Allyson?" And he said, "Well, I left her. I left her in the woods. She couldn't go anymore, and she was tired. So, you know, I just left her." And
Hmm.
so, of course, they go get ready and they go out and they look for her for hours and hours, and then they called me.
So it
So I
says
mean, they called.
here that they reported her missing around 5:30 p.m. that
Yes,
day.
and then yeah, and they called me about 6 o'clock and let me know that they had been out looking for her, and
So this
that
is
they called the
him and
police.
his dad
Yes, and his sister, Ben's sister.
and Ben's sister.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it says also on the 23rd he was arrested at like 7:30, around 7:30 that night. He was found in proximity to the stolen red F-150. And it says here that he was believed to have been driving for several days prior to 12/23. And that was when he was arrested for charges unrelated to Allyson, including theft and credit card fraud, and then the additional charges were added for vehicle theft.
Right. I don't know when he stole the truck. I honestly don't know when.
Mm-hmm.
So
Then it
I'm
says
assuming
here.
it was after Saturday.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm assuming it was after Saturday night. Sometimes between Saturday night and Sunday morning, because we have reports of people that had been giving them rides on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So if they had a truck, then if he had a truck, then they would be asking for rides. So
that makes sense. True. So we don't know what his reason was for stealing the truck. I mean, we have no idea.
No idea.
It says when he was arrested that his face appears to be covered in scratches.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice scratches on his face and his mugshot?
I did see it on his mugshot. I didn't see him in person. That could easily be explained by the fact that he had said that after he separated from Allyson, he went and slept in some blackberry bushes for like 6 hours, and he was wrestling around in the back blackberry bushes. Was trying to get out of them, and then ended up falling asleep. I don't know where the scratches came from, but he provided an explanation like right away to me about the blackberry bushes. So
you kind of put two and two together with that. Now, is his mugshot for this where he's wearing the blue shirt and the black jacket?
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
I don't really see any scratches. I mean, I'm looking at it. I just
maybe
it
it's
up.
a different one though, because the one that he was arrested had a couple little scratches on his nose. So.
Oh, yep. I just found a bigger one. I do see that. I'm going to put it up on the screen so everybody can see what we're talking about. But I mean, it's not like it says covered in scratches. I wouldn't call it covered in scratches.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it covered either.
That's kind of dramatic. Let me show them this. So I'm going to blow it up a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, you can see a couple marks on his nose, maybe one under his right eye.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know if you can see the screen right now, or if you're
I can't see it, but
okay.
I've seen the picture, and
you've studied it.
I have, and it just, I mean, I'm not an expert, so
yeah.
I can't really say to you what I think it is and what, because I just don't know.
Of course. Okay, so from that point, she's reported missing, and immediately, are you getting a lot of help and support from law enforcement?
Yeah, I mean, right at first, no. They had to kind of assess the situation, and me, I'm like, hey, my daughter's lost in the woods. Let's get search and rescue out here. And they said it's not that easy. We have to assess the situation. North Plains is huge. We have to figure out a place where to search. And they were very adamant that they wanted to talk to Ben. And I said, well, he has warrants for his arrest. He's not going to openly just come talk to you guys. And they were just pretty adamant that they wanted to talk to him. They wanted the information from him. So they actually went up to the property that they had spent the night on Friday, where the truck was at, and he was actually there. But they were there actually just asking, hey, is Allyson here? And he was there, and he tried to run from them. And so the officer was like, hey man, like you left your girlfriend out here, help us find her, be a man about this.
Yeah.
And And he did come back out of the bushes and said, okay, and kind of told him his story, and he was arrested at that time. So, you know,
Oh, okay, that's how that whole thing went down then.
yeah. But anyway, so after they talked to him, then they decided that, yes, they needed to deploy search and rescue out. So they started in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. They set up a command center at the North Plains Elementary School, and for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 days, they did a massive search until from like 8 in the morning until 5 at night. At night, they said, no, we can't search at night because, we're also looking for clues, and we can't see clues at night. So, that was, to be honest with you, it was very difficult to leave there at night without my daughter
Oh
and not
gosh, I
knowing
can't imagine.
just leaving that school, and it just was just heartbreaking, and I barely slept, and I just the shock of it all, and just thinking that she's out there somewhere and she's cold and scared and hungry, and
Oh,
so
I'm so sorry. So the search efforts went on for about 4 or 5 days.
it went on for 5 days.
5 days, and
Yeah, Christmas
then
Eve, Christmas, and then 3 days after that.
so it was originally reported that they were actually hiking.
So apparently Don Garland is the one that told them that Ben and his girlfriend were hiking in the woods, and they got separated. That's where the hiking
Oh,
story. They were
okay.
not out there. There's really nowhere to hike out there.
That's
It's
what I
just not.
saw.
There's private
Yeah,
property.
I saw that on the news that it wouldn't be somewhere where
Right.
people would be hiking. Okay.
Right.
So they figured out that within like the days they were searching that she really
Hmm.
wasn't hiking.
Yeah.
They didn't know that prior.
Right.
And then from that point, then tell us kind of what happened from there once the search efforts stopped. I mean, you had to be heartbroken.
Well, yeah. It's like being pushed off a cliff. It
Yeah.
was very emotional, and our commander was emotional about it, and because you develop a relationship with them, and everybody was incredibly emotional, and it's like, okay, and then my family and I and a couple of really great friends of mine said, well, we're going to do it ourselves then. And we picked up where they left off, and we've been doing our own searching and our own investigating. And, they're doing an investigation, the Washington County, they're doing their own. And I have no,
No problems with that.
I have no problems with that. Exactly. But as a mother and as a family, we have to be doing everything that we can to try and find her.
I
So,
totally understand that.
that's what we spend our time doing. If I'm not working, we're looking for her, and,
Wow.
I have some really great people that are right by my side, and they are in it. They're in it forever with me until we find her. And, I'm very blessed and also incredibly loved by a lot of people. So,
That's awesome that you have that kind of support. And I saw the news where they showed the first search. I think you had more than 100 people there that volunteered to
yeah,
come and help. That's pretty
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, oh yeah. Hundreds and hundreds of people have come out to search for her. When people came out on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, gave up their
Wow.
holiday to come help her, that was huge. That was just, I cannot thank those people enough. That it was incredible. So
Yeah, it is. And like I said, it restores your faith in humanity, like we were talking about before we went live. It
absolutely,
really does. It really
yeah,
does.
yeah, exactly.
So I'm just looking ahead at this timeline. It's taking me now to the 27th of December. And it kind of just goes over where you're saying they were visiting friends.
Yeah.
And then there's something in here about an iPhone, but I didn't read the whole thing. Something about
So So the day that I made the statement about them visiting friends and their car broke down, that was just information that I had been given.
Hmm.
I probably should have said it because I didn't. It wasn't completely 100% verified. I mean, I know they had been out there visiting friends,
Right.
that for sure. But I didn't really 100% know about the car and that the car was stolen. That was stuff
Right.
that
You didn't know
had
all
been
the details yet.
right. Oh, I've been just trashed on media over it.
Oh my
That I lied and
gosh.
that, and I spoke up before I really knew all the facts, and I shouldn't have done that. So,
Well, I mean,
less
you're a mom who's trying to find her daughter. No one can fault you
right.
for that.
Oh, people do.
They do, but you know
Oh,
what? That's what I mean. That's why the people that are helping you, it's
yeah,
like, oh, thank God for people like that because it
right.
makes you realize not everybody is that evil and vile,
No, and
you know.
for every crappy comment that we get, we have hundreds more that are loving and supportive. So it kind
Absolutely.
of that activity. So
Well, you have
but
over 300 people in here watching and nothing but support coming your way.
well, thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
You're gonna have to go back and read the chat. You got a lot of suggestions, a lot of ideas,
Yeah,
encouragement. It's just probably nice to see that.
yeah,
So that clears that up because I know if anybody pulls up this timeline, they're gonna see all of this. So I want to give you an
yeah.
opportunity. I mean, if there's anything else from, you know, the point where we started to now that you'd like to clear up anything else.
That's basically what we had talked about. That's all I know. I don't know. Kind of what you see in the media is that's the information I have as well.
Hmm.
Um, it's an ongoing investigation, so they don't tell me anything.
Right.
I give them information all the time, and then they do their follow up and chase that down, and we have a good relationship, and but I understand they cannot tell me things, so
Right.
I get it.
Well, I'm glad to hear that they are helping because I hear a
Oh,
lot of
yeah,
cases like this where, you know, it's an adult
yeah,
and the parents, they don't get any help. They're frustrated,
right,
they don't know what to do. So it's nice
right,
to hear that they are, you know, you have a good relationship with them. If you get a tip or you get a weird, you know, message on Facebook or whatever, you're comfortable
yeah,
giving it to them knowing that they're going to follow up on it. And that's so important.
absolutely. Yeah, they're doing a great job.
That's awesome. Well,
So
kudos to your law enforcement department. That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
So you've basically from that point forward, like from the first of the year, you've been running these searches all like you and your friends and family?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. We get information that comes in, and then we make a plan, and then we put out kind of on social media that we need help, and people are really wonderful and great, and sometimes the searches are last minute, and we
Yeah,
usually always have it 10 people show up, even if it's last minute.
that's so
Um, we
nice.
fi- we finally did a one on last Saturday. I work on Saturdays, and it's a double shift, and I kind of always have to be there. But I was able to take last Saturday off, and we had just a most amazing turnout of people. So I'm just incredibly deeply grateful to these individuals that take the time out to come help me look for my child.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Well, you'd hope that, you know, people would do that, you know, and think if it was my
yeah,
daughter, you know, what would I want people to help me with?
right,
Do you
right,
have any
yeah,
kind of you're working right now, obviously, you said. You went back to
yes,
work. I'm
yeah.
sure that's got to be difficult.
It is because I actually wait tables, and and I cut hair. I haven't been back to my hair cutting job since this all happened. I received the phone call while I was at my barbering job, and I feel a little traumatized by being there. So
Mm.
they've been really understanding, and they're giving me some time off. In fact, I will be going back Wednesday to that one because we're actually holding a fundraiser, a hair cutting fundraiser.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Search
I
and
saw that. The great
yeah,
clips.
and I'm actually going to cut hair that night. So, we're really excited about that. So
Okay.
anyway, uh, but going to work is, it kind of helps me keep my mind off it a little bit. But of course, it's always on my mind. how could it not be? She's, I just constantly am thinking about her and wondering where she is. But, then all my customers, they kind of know what's going on. So I get, and they're really sweet to me and kind of always give me hugs and tell me they're praying for me. And,
Oh, that's
so,
nice.
but, I have to work, I have to pay the bills. So, that's not really something that I can get out of. So, but I do take a little bit of time. I take a couple days off a week now, for searches and stuff. So,
Gotta be so hard. I mean, I
yeah.
have a daughter who's almost 20 years old as well. So I put myself in your shoes and I can't imagine. But I'm glad that you have the support you do.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's, during these very incredibly dark times, the support and the love that we receive, as it carries me, it helps me wake up in the morning and helps me, and just being her mom and, wanting to see her beautiful face again is what keeps me going. I've set my emotions aside because, I have to stay busy looking for her. I can't be breaking down. I can't, I've got to, that'll come, that's in my own personal time. I don't, when it's daytime and I got to stay busy. Got to
Yeah.
find.
I was going to say, it might help you to stay busy and keep your mind off things that you have no control over right now, and which is
Yeah.
probably really super difficult.
Yeah, definitely.
I just put a picture up. I'm not sure if this is an older picture. She looks younger. She doesn't
Hmm.
have the nose ring, and she's not wearing a lot of makeup. And she's posing with a boy with glasses. Is that one of her?
Oh, that's her brother. Yeah, that's her brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's her brother. Oh,
Mhm.
cute
Yep.
picture. So, how
Yeah,
old
they're
is
best.
this photo?
I don't know which photo you're talking about, but I kind of think I remember. It is. It's probably 5, 6 years old.
She's so cute.
Thank you. Yeah, they're both pretty cute. They're incredible kids, and I've been a very lucky mom to have them. They mean everything to me. So.
Well, I hope that you can get Allyson home very soon. I wanted to ask you and give you an opportunity. What can we do to help you? I mean, obviously, we can share this video. Share this video everywhere in groups you're in.
Yeah.
If you're in groups on Facebook, share, share, share. What else can we
Yeah.
do to help you out?
The sharing on the social media is great. If you want to pass out flyers in your town, or, whether you're right close to me or, 5 states away, I don't care. I want her face everywhere. I want her all over the world, private message me and I'll mail you some flyers, or whatever, however we need to take care of getting them to you. I'm constantly having them printed. I'm constantly laminating them and stuffing them. I have her father is, always helping me stuff them. A really wonderful friend of mine, Jen Graham, she, her and her husband, Steve, they have been phenomenal. My sister, Billy, she's, we're all stuffing flyers and, it's, so however you can get them, I can get them to you. Just private message me. I'll figure out a way. So,
Awesome.
and then just keep talking about her, awareness is, make sure that it just can't get forgotten about. It's not, we have to find her. She's somewhere out there and we have to find her. So.
Okay. We have a couple locals in chat that want to know more about the fundraiser at Great Clips because they want to come.
Okay. So I work at the Great Clips off Embry and Evergreen Parkway. It's by the Fred Meyers right there. And it's from 4 to 8 on this Wednesday. And all of the money is going to help with search and rescue efforts. And it's going to be super fun, and it's going to go for a great cause. And I'll be cutting hair myself too, so I think I do a pretty good haircut. You know, the style, we have 9 stylists on that day, and I think my sister and some friends will be there, kind of helping out and stuff. So yeah, come on down and support a great cause. So,
Do you have Gray Hughes says give big tips. Do
do I
you?
what?
Gray Hughes is in chat. He said give big tips.
Yeah.
Big huge
Hi, great.
tips.
Yeah,
Um
great.
True
That's
Helper
funny.
is in
They're
chat.
always nice,
He
of course.
wants, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said tips are always nice, of course, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, it's going for an awesome cause for sure.
Absolutely. Every penny that I get donated to me goes to my daughter. You know, there's been some really wonderful people that have donated money to me, and it was for my own personal use. You know, I paid a couple little bills, and then the rest went to the reward. You know, all the money that gets donated goes to it goes through the Kyron Horman Foundation.
Oh,
We're
nice.
actually sponsored by them, and you know, Kane Harmon's been a really great friend to me and emotional support. And his foundation for his beautiful son, Kyron, they've helped us out with paying for awareness things,
Wow.
and so all the money will go in through them, and then they'll pay, for
Or
the
whatever's
awareness.
needed.
Exactly.
Nice.
So we have great sponsorship, and the
Absolutely.
money is for something really great. So
You guys are doing everything the right way and you're so strong. Like, I
you
mean,
know, it's like it's just instinct. It's
mhm.
I I have to be this way to find her. I have to be strong. I am her representative until she comes home. I am her face, and so,
I
I,
totally understand that.
so yeah,
Well, if you could send me a couple recent pics, I'll put those in my group as well. And
definitely.
if you do you have a flyer for the fundraiser?
I do. Yeah, I can send you that as well.
Yeah, that'd be great. And then I can post it in my group on Facebook.
Okay. Awesome. That
Um,
would be,
yeah, that'd be
thank you so much.
you're welcome. Thank you for coming on, and I want to give you an opportunity to talk a little bit about Allyson and if you wanted to share anything with us.
Yeah. Allyson is an incredible girl. Sorry.
Oh, you're okay.
She's she's missed very deeply. Um, she's just a she's just a phenomenal person, and she's lovely and silly, and um, such a free spirit. Artistic, and
We will
she's just
do.
a very
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want you to know we'll do everything that we can to spread the word. Everything we can to help you.
yeah. She's very deeply missed by me, and
And so I bet a
so
lot of people.
yeah, yeah. She's touched a lot of lives. You know, so
Well, thank you for
we're really
sharing.
hard. Yeah, of course. I'm just I'll do anything to get awareness out about her, and show. I just want to show her beautiful face because I want to find her. I just can't imagine living my life without any answers or not knowing where she lives. I can't imagine experiencing any joy in life because she is my joy.
Mm.
Her middle name is Joy. So um, she's my Allyson Joy, and so I will spend every waking moment looking for her. So,
Is there any other way to contact you other than Facebook?
um, that's pretty much the easiest way too.
Okay.
I don't really. I mean, I don't give out my phone number really anymore because I had a few bad experiences
Yeah.
when she first went missing, of people like trying to get money out of me and saying that they had her, and so
Oh my
I don't do that
gosh. I
anymore.
don't
Oh
blame
yeah, it
you.
was.
Is there an
But yeah,
email that people can use if they don't
yeah,
have Facebook?
sure, yeah. It's M as in Misty Watterson, so M Watterson 34 at gmail.com.
Okay. And I'll put that in the description of the video, you guys, when I'm all done. So that, because I know there was a couple of people, at least one I saw said they don't have Facebook, but they did want to reach out to you and offer some help, some sort of help.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. I think that'd be wonderful. I love, I'm always, and I try to answer everybody's messages, and, I'm really busy looking for her. So it's hard to, answer everybody's, but, I'm doing the best that I can.
And so. I don't think everybody expects you to have, the time to respond to everybody. That's a lot. I'm sure it's very overwhelming, and your efforts should be focused on Allyson. And I'm sure if you can't write everybody back, they understand.
Yeah. I'm trying. I mean, I'm not the most Facebook savvy or anything. I mean, I've learned a lot from this experience on, messaging and copying and pasting and,
all that stuff.
All that stuff. I'm kind of from the generation where, you still make, I don't know, snail mail is kind of my way, but whatever. So.
Well, thank you, Misty, for joining us tonight. And we're thinking about you, and we're sending up lots of prayers, lots of hearts and chat, to get Allyson home. So anything that in the future that I can do, don't hesitate to reach out.
Okay. What can I add one more thing? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
maybe
absolutely.
a better way to reach me instead of that email address would be at the email the website that we actually created for Allyson. And it's tips@bringalysonhome.org. And Allyson spelled with a Y, ALLYSON. So tips@bringalysonhome.org.
Okay. So there you go. Can you guys put that in chat as well?
Yeah, I'll send all that stuff to you. So.
Oh no, I was talking to my moderators. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, they're putting it in chat right now for people. Yeah, I wasn't. Okay. I was. Send it to me now. But no, in all seriousness, I admire your strength, and I'm sure you're getting it from your love for Allyson. And
her and I are deeply connected, and it just she is my strength. She just keeps me going, and and I'm on fire to find her. So,
well, we're here to help you any way we can.
Thank you for that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. Well, thank you, Misty. We're gonna go. We're gonna get off of here now, and I am gonna put all of this. I wrote down all this information. I'm gonna put it in the description of the video.
Okay.
And we will talk to you soon. We'll keep in touch.
Okay. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you.
Take care.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, very sad, but we can do some good for her, and we can share. So share this stream. I know Gray's in chat. I know Gray covered this as well. I mean, we're all just trying to get her face out there and help her mom bring her home. So thank you, Shell, for putting the fundraiser information in the Facebook group. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, it is J is for Justice podcast. You can join and we'll let you in. And again, much love for Allyson's family, and hope that they find her very, very soon. All right, guys. Well, thanks for being here, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. There's the link to the podcast group. Thank you, Christy. All right, thanks, guys.